Hello everybody. Glad to see you on my channel again. In this video, I'm going to share the most interesting comments on the last 54 episodes and beyond. So don't forget to like this video. Let's knock down 100 likes to show activity and support for this format. If you like this content, also subscribe to the channel to stay updated with new videos. Let's get to the main thing. Episode 54 first, I'll look at some of the theories that have arisen based on viewers' comments. After that, I will share my own theory regarding episode 54 and season 11. In general, here's what the first theory sounds like. There is an opinion that the operator scientist who controlled the mechanical suit may be the same operator who was in first person in episode 48 when he was separated by a semi-lavatory toilet and a Skibidi chainsaw. Perhaps later it was restored by a medical operator with hands equipped with a chainsaw. What happened in episode 51? Episode 52 has a table of contents, and I guess it's also an experimental super unit that the cameraman will use to treat infected Skibidi resistors. This theory is very interesting, and, indeed, this operator scientist can be the same. Their performance in the series will be a real epic moment. Thanks for this theory. Moving on to the second theory, I have another theory according to which Skibidi is not just a toilet, but a shared toilet. I say this because in most battles and wars, big bosses don't usually get involved in skirmishes between their troops and their enemies. They enter the battle only when they see that their search query and hope are already hopeless. Indeed, his involvement in many battles where bosses do not usually participate is really strange, especially if he has troops that can quickly upgrade and fight on their own. You expressed an interesting opinion that the real owner of toilets can only appear in the 60s, and it can be an unpredictable person in the role of boss. It's also an interesting idea that the boss can appear later, perhaps in episode 55, and this theory may turn out to be true. The third theory you expressed went something like this: I think there may be more than one malfunctioning toilet. Since one of them is already a dubious thing that has been confirmed, it seems to me that it is possible, after Skibidi will die. It seems that you continued the story of the third theory that you considered earlier. You indicated that it is likely that the titanium operator had information about the return of another toilet, which is also faulty. You also have faith that an expert toilet scientist can develop toilet helmets that repel objects or are very strong to protect against gun damage. The fourth theory is, I believe that the operator was really looking into the problems that arose in the toilet at the Skibidi facility, as you mentioned. But, instead of just changing, your theories are really very fascinating and original. You look at different possible scenarios and use details from the episodes to build interesting theories. To summarize your fifth theory, you indicated that the new robot operator could actually be the same scientist operator from episode 48. This is an interesting thought, and perhaps more information will be revealed in subsequent episodes. Regarding the origin of this robot and its relationship to past events, your theories fill the plot of the series with depth and possible spins, and it's always fun to watch how events unfold in future episodes. You keep looking at interesting details and possible scenarios. In particular, you say that the appearance of a robot operator in armor-piercing pants could be a kind of trump card that can be effective against several enemies, but could not be mass-produced because of its complexity. You'd also think that maybe they found a way to mass-produce these robots thanks to the technology and resources derived from the events in episode 53. Your observation about the location of toilet battles and incidents is also interesting. You consider possible connections between different events and locations in the series, which can lead to interesting plot turns. Your attention to detail and analytical approach really make your theories fascinating to consider. We will wait for new episodes to find out how they correspond to your predicted events. You go on to propose interesting theories and analyze various possible connections in the plot of the series. Your sixth theory indicates that the person who expresses the theory may simply be hiding somewhere to recover and help other agents. You are also considering the possibility that the return may be due to the boiling glitch. This is an interesting hypothesis, especially if you relate it to the feelings and state of the character. Your next theory, which you call oratorical, also has its intriguing points. You think that some male speakers may hide and need motivation to go to battle. You think that a woman who sings songs can give them that motivation. This is a very interesting approach to considering the interaction of characters. In the last theory you describe, you focus on the computer specialist and older technologies. You are considering the possibility that it has a connection to previous events and may be related to the song used. Your analysis reflects a deep thought about the possibility of connectedness of actions in the plot. You really add a lot of depth and possible developments to the series. Thank you for your interesting theories and contributions to plot analysis. You are considering using audio and visual content from previous technologies, such as Windows 95 startup sound, that might occur in scenarios where a computer professional uses available resources. You also think about the possibility of connecting between computers and people through communication with announcers and operators. Your consideration of possible possibilities shows how you analyze the technological side of the plot and developments in the series. You really carefully explore different possibilities and details, and this gives you the opportunity to look at the plot from new angles. Your observations about the possible use of technology and its impact on the development of history complement the palette of possible scenarios. Thank you for your contribution to the discussion of the plot. Your analytical approach is very valuable. You really refine your theories and continue to analyze the possibilities of plot development. Your idea of using loudspeakers, televisions, and carriers, as well as the physical strength of the character, indicates how you view possible interactions between the characters and their surrounding tech realm. Your observation of the operator's ability to use toilets for communication is interesting, and your interpretation of the pink glow of the screen as an opportunity to attract objects in the plot also expands possible scenarios. You also hope that by coincidence, based on the analysis of your followers and plot capabilities, maybe the computer character can reappear and the creator of the series can leave clues about this in the plot. I am grateful for your creative collaboration and interesting approach to plot analysis. You really enrich the discussion and make it more interesting and meaningful. Your assumptions about the possible development of the plot are really very interesting. You are considering the possibility of character relationships, their interactions, and using different plot elements to create interesting intrigue. You also speculate about the possible development of the character of the Titan and the possibility of his return in future seasons. You point out a possible lull in the plot to prepare for epic events. Your interpretation of the details and events of the series added a lot of depth and possible turns in the development of the story. You are very creative in analyzing and researching the plot, and this has added a lot of interesting content to discuss. Thank you for your cooperation and interest in analyzing the possibilities of the plot. I wish you further exciting observations and adventures in your analysis.